Welcome to Film Shapes,
the podcast.
Let's go.
So, it's been about a month and a half, I reckon, hasn't it, Roly? About 2 months?
It's been a long time,
Yeah.
and boy, are we making a comeback.
We were rudely and fantastically interrupted by the World Cup, weren't we? I was anyway.
Yeah, I had no...
Yeah, I had to
It
pause.
was of no consequence to me at all,
I
the
needed
World
to
Cup.
pause. It was great, and other people will agree with me in that judgment, I believe. You didn't see any games?
No, I didn't watch
Fucking hell.
any games at all. No, I thought I'll leave that to you.
Oh, and I'll tell you all about it and you don't listen, basically.
Yeah. Well, no, I can listen to a bit about it. I like to hear a bit of passion in your voice.
Okay. Well, as opposed to regular. Anyway. Hey, well, today what are we talking about?
Whew. Big movie. Big little movie.
Big little movie.
Yeah.
Little big movie. It's Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yep.
Directed by Peyton Reed, who did the first one in 2015. This stars Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer in a small part. And it kind of picks up, I guess, towards the end of the first one. He's come back. He's under house arrest because of what happened in the Civil War, Captain America Civil War.
A little bit of time has passed, though, hasn't it?
I think it's nearly 2 years.
Yep.
Because nearly 2 years from the Civil War, because he's been in his house for nearly that long, and he's due to come out. But yeah, strangely, we can go back to the Infinity War film. He wasn't in that film. This is the Scott Lang character, right?
Yeah.
Didn't appear in that, right?
Hang on, the Scott Lang character?
The Ant-Man is Scott Lang, right?
So, are you sure he wasn't in Infinity, unless he had a tiny part.
You mean you
No, I'm
couldn't
not
see
even.
him?
I'm not
Come
trying
on.
to make a joke.
Yeah,
I think he might.
he wasn't in it. No, him and Hawkeye didn't appear for certain
Hawkeye
reasons.
definitely didn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So this kind of excuses his absence, I suppose, by saying he's under house arrest. They did refer to that in Infinity War.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think you're getting a call. How about that? Do you need to take it?
Maybe I will. It's my wife.
Okay, go on.
All right, we're back.
Right, good call.
Sorry about that.
It's all right, no worries. Yes, where were we talking about this film? Right,
Ant-Man.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Ant-Man, this film is just sitting under as far as returns go. It's probably going to end up doing better business at the box office than the original.
Okay.
Which I don't even know if we need to compare the two. They're both reasonably
I've
underwhelming.
got to be honest. This film it sort of made me go ho hum.
Yeah, me too.
And then coming into you, I thought, what are we going to talk about? And then it kind of made me question our whole. What are we doing? What? This is just another kind of Marvel film. I'm not even up on my Marvel lore enough to appreciate all the ins and outs of this film.
Well, I think, like I said, we've got to add some muesli to the cornflakes.
I thought you were going to say music to the podcast, but
Oh, well, that's possible as well.
that might help.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, this has a little place in the Marvel universe, I think.
It just
but
seems so
not much.
inconsequential.
Exactly, yeah.
And every other review I've read or listened to of it, which is, okay, maybe about two, but same.
Yeah.
You know, what it does is nothing too big.
I've got, yeah. Don't do those jokes.
Don't-
again.
I'm not-
I think...
Don't even try.
I think it's down to two things, and I still haven't worked it out. Is the character just a bit bland? Is this Ant-Man character, in his superhero guise and outside, is he a bit boring?
I don't think so. I don't think it's his fault. No. I think when I said it doesn't do anything too big, what I actually am trying to say is it didn't have huge stakes compared to, well, sure, Infinity War.
Following that's a trick.
Yeah. The whole universe is at stake. What have we got here? Oh, my mum's going to die.
Right, but I don't mind that a little. It sort of comes back from the grand scale and makes it a bit more personal. That's okay, I think.
Yeah, sure, as a personal story, but this is a Marvel superhero, We're sort of used to having the stakes a little higher, I think, in these sort of movies.
Yeah.
And it didn't quite deliver on the high stakes front.
Do you know, it's almost like, I don't know if they've done this on purpose, but it's almost like giving people a bit of a breather, giving them something a bit, I don't know, a bit floppy.
Well, that's what the word is on the street. That's why they gave us. We needed this movie after Infinity War, so that everyone had a time to take a breath. But no, I don't think that's really a valid excuse. I mean, each movie needs to be as good as it can possibly be.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Although one thing I will say, and I only realised once I was in the cinema, and there's a lot of comedy in this film, which and most of it's fairly well placed, and I didn't find it was, at times it felt a little bit forced.
Yeah,
I think, but when I heard the laughter behind me in the cinema,
right,
it kind of hit home because it was the laughter of, about 10, 12-year-old boys all laughing at once.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it had that kind of, it was, I thought, this is a kid's film.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all it is. Maybe that's the point.
What were they laughing at? Smutty
just
stuff?
No, just the little jokes in between. With
like the Pez thing getting bigger or something.
I don't know if that was a particular...
The comic relief.
When he's talking about, what's his, forget the character's name, but he's talking about getting his own suit. I'd love a suit. Things like that.
Okay. The guys who are supposed to be the comic relief, his three clumsy buddies, are just pains in the ass for me. I couldn't deal with them.
Bit tedious.
Just that's where the laughs are coming from. Nah, not really. Okay. I think then the other, if it's not that the character is bland, you reckon he's okay? He sits alongside the other characters okay?
I think his performance of the character, there might be a flaw in the actual character, having a character who all he can do is get small and get big.
Yeah.
And apart from that, he's just a nice guy,
Yeah. Who's made some mistakes in his life.
Yeah.
Well, then, take this one. Try this on. The director.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, I think it's pretty formulaic. His style hasn't got anything over people like they've used Shane Black, Taika Waititi for Ragnarok. Even the Russo brothers are pretty adept.
Well, this is where the Edgar Wright thing is interesting because he was going to make the first film,
right? And
presumably he might have made the second if he got to make the first. Apart from artistic differences.
Perhaps
that would make a difference.
Well, those artistic differences are what we're missing. Maybe.
Yeah.
This guy Peyton Reed has directed Down with Love, The Break Up, and Bring It On. These are all classics of the shit genre, I'd say.
All movies I've never heard of, to be honest.
Down with Love's one of the worst films I've seen. It's fucking awful. It's Renee Zellweger and Ewan McGregor in a musical.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Awful.
We can maybe, we don't have to review that next time.
No, let's not even.
What about the Wasp? Because something was made of this being the first female lead character, and it was a co-lead character superhero movie from Marvel.
Okay.
And if that's what they're trying to make, they didn't do a very good job.
Well, again, this may be a precursor to Captain Marvel, which is the actual. She's a female lead. So.
Whereas the Wasp thing, for a start, I'm not sure who the Wasp is because Michelle Pfeiffer was the Wasp.
She's the original Wasp.
She's the original Wasp.
But then Hank Pym,
but now the daughter,
is the original Ant-Man too. So.
Of course, yeah.
It's played around.
But I believe in the credits though, Michelle Pfeiffer is credited as the Wasp.
Okay.
So anyway, the Wasp as a character didn't really to have the name in the Up in Lights as the title of the movie. I think was a bit of a stretch as well.
Know. I mean, if you look at it from a plot perspective, it was her trying to get her mother back. So, and the Ant-Man was basically just helping her along.
Yeah, so, I guess it just felt like an Ant-Man movie, though.
Yeah, true. He got all the money shots, didn't he?
It felt like Ant-Man and his girlfriend. It didn't feel like that's true. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Well, that's in the writing, probably. And the direction. Yeah.
It's one of those things you never probably can get to the bottom of whether it was the writing or the direction.
Yeah,
Even though
or
it should be simpler to say, but it's not.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it didn't do anything different. Didn't do anything special.
What about this quantum realm?
Interesting.
Oh, very interesting.
Yes. Now this is the guts of the movie.
That should be interesting. It's not. It's not even interesting.
There's some nice little tardigrades in there.
There's a bunch of psychedelic colours in there.
Yeah.
You know, I heard it completely unrelated, but
Go on.
Except for the quantum realm part, the Hiroshima bomb, the Hiroshima Nagasaki bombs.
Sure.
Do you know how much actual material of plutonium or uranium was detonated or that came apart to create that explosion?
No.
It was about 1/3 of a penny's worth. That's how much.
1/3 of a penny's weight.
1/3 of a penny of, let's say it was plutonium, was ripped apart to create all that energy in that bomb.
That's fucking outrageous.
All it took. That's how interesting the quantum realm should be. That's how surprising it should be. This film didn't really do much with that.
But I think the best. We're going to go spoilerific, aren't we? Here we have to. Nothing else.
Well, you always say that, but I don't think we do have to. But
okay, fuck it. We're going to do it.
I tell you what. Okay. Why don't you try and do it without going spoiler? But say what you were going to say. I'll give it a go. The most interesting part of this film was the mid-credit sting. Ooh.
Oh,
okay. At the end. What do you mean that? Yeah, sorry.
Not the post-credits thing of a fucking ant playing drums. Bullshit.
Yeah. Okay, the one you wait for.
Yes.
I did wait around in the cinema because you've told me to do that now. I know that now. And yes. And if you haven't seen Infinity War like my wife, then...
Oh, she hasn't?
Then you're going to be very confused.
Will she listen to this?
Well, you don't need to spoil it. You can just say, well, if you've seen Infinity War, then you know what we're talking about. If you haven't, make sure you see Infinity War first, then see this film.
These are spoilers. These are spoiler sort of... We can spoil it, can't we? I'm itching to.
Well, you just want to. Okay, go on. Then.
Well, now you got me edgy. I don't want to get your missus offside. So if she listens to that, okay. Bryony, we're not spoiling anything.
Yeah.
But see it and then come back and see this.
What were you going to say about that? Well, that was so important anyway. I mean
that bit is the most exciting part of this film, and it's actually referring to another film, a future film, because he's obviously now.
I would almost agree with you there.
Now he's integral to the next Avengers Infinity Part 2 or whatever they're calling it.
Why is he integral to it? I mean, he's essentially potentially lost.
Okay,
in the quantum realm.
Well, now you're going a bit spoiler.
Slightly, potentially, he might be. He might be lost.
Okay, well, let's say Michelle Pfeiffer's character says, and don't get stuck in any of those time loops or whatever the fuck she said.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
This is people have posited this since the end of Infinity War that this is a way out.
Oh, so he could be the key.
Mm-hmm. Could be. But let's not speculate.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what we're doing.
That's not what this is about at all.
But yeah, that for me that was like when throughout the film I was kind of oh, that car went big and blew another car. Oh, that's good. Oh, it's a good fight scene in the kitchen. That's quite nice, you know. And car chase, a bit San Francisco streets, bit like Bullet. Oh, I wish I could watch Bullet again. That's nice. And then at the end, oh shit, that's what's happened here.
It does tie it all together, doesn't it?
Well, it sets up the knot, shall we say?
Yeah, and beyond that, I'm not sure I have that much more to say about it.
I don't either.
Unless we start going by the way of some reviews, which are delightful.
A delightful little movie. Or what about... okay, one more thing I want to add. When one dude's phone rings, I can't even remember who it is. It's Morrissey. Every day is like Sunday.
What?
You didn't notice?
No, I didn't notice.
There's a Morrissey ringtone.
Oh, God.
Come on. That's great. That made me go...
Morrissey.
You hate Morrissey?
It's awful.
That's another fucking podcast right there.
He thinks he's so important.
Think about the music. Don't think about the man. Think about the music.
Well, Johnny Marr, he was the guitarist of the Smiths, wasn't he? And
Sure.
He had a lot to do with that music. It felt like Morrissey took all the credit for himself.
Okay, but since he's split from the Smiths, he's made some pretty cracking music too.
Haven't listened to it.
Haven't listened to it.
Not interested at all.
Not going to.
No, do not care.
That's outrageous.
But yeah, look, I think we need to talk about more stuff than just some of these mediocre movies.
Right.
Because
that's what I'm saying. Let's
because
get
it
the
really,
muesli. Let's go for something.
It's damaging to the soul.
Let's do something off kilter next time.
Yep.
I don't know what it's going to be yet.
It's a movie though.
Yeah.
We're still the same podcast, right?
Yeah,
film shapes.
Of course.
Okay.
What were you thinking?
I don't know.
Oh man, come on. Let's.
We don't want to go back to the Outspoken Inn. That was our first attempt at podcast. You won't find it. No one can find
Nobody's
it.
supposed to know about that.
Yeah.
Shh. Okay.
All right.
Anyway, we'll see you next time. It may be an interesting film. It may be something like this, which was kind of bland. But let's hope it's good.
Sorry if this was lame.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Hey, what'd I miss?